Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again. Who could have seen this one coming, right? Not us. We have another company experiencing going woke and facing the potential consequences for doing so. Yes, going broke. Victoria's Secret is making the headlines right now. I'm sure you've all seen this because they've had the shocking revelation of prioritizing inclusivity not being the greatest long-term investment. Who would have guessed? And in a shocking move, because let's be honest, it is a shocking move when a company does this in 2023. You're not allowed to. Remember, they're now resorting back to the basics and will be putting the looks of the models at the top of the list when it comes to future advertising, not the buzzwords, which is great, right? I don't know if you guys have also noticed this, but it seems like these companies today have cast aside beautiful women because they don't fit the current narrative, the agenda, and instead hire these people from woke inclusive groups just to tick that diversity checkbox. But it doesn't pay off, and these companies are now realizing it, like Victoria's Secret, and are resorting back to the basics. Is Victoria's Secret ditching its feminist makeover? Lingerie brand is returning to its hypersexualized roots after scrapping catwalk angels for plus-sized and transgender models. Amid reports sales have plunged 5%. Now remember, they did hire women like Megan Rapinoe to be at the center of their marketing. You know, create a new vision, take the brand to new places. If you're hiring somebody like Megan Rapinoe, you must know beauty isn't going to be at the forefront because she probably looks at somebody and thinks, wait, you use they/them pronouns? You got a weird haircut, blue armpits, come on in. Seriously though, who thought of that one? Victoria's Secret is returning to its hypersexualized roots after attempting to rebrand as a more inclusive retailer, reports state. The lingerie empire has seen a drop in sales since overhauling its image by replacing its traditional angel supermodels with more diverse models, including soccer player Megan Rapinoe and transgender model Valentina Sampaio. I hope I got that name right. Business of Fashion reporter Kathleen Chen noted that the move gained favorable reviews online but never translated into sales. Yes, of course, the reviews are going to be favorable, and I imagine they had to meet some sort of ESG score, CEI index score, but the reviews and all that stuff is all these people care about, right? They want to make sure these companies go down this route. They will hound them, but they actually won't buy from the company. You know, they're not interested in buying any products, mainly because they're using their time to hound another company into going down an inclusive route. And unfortunately, you know, you can't change this as much as they would love to. The large majority like to see beautiful women, beautiful models. You know, as I've said, they just seem to hire these liberals who aren't that visually appealing. Controversial, I know, but people like to see, especially in lingerie when it comes to that, beautiful women in that sort of clothing. They like to know it's a woman in the lingerie, not a man identifying as a woman. You can see the issue here, right? Bosses are now looking to bring back the brand's sexiness, according to a report by CNN on Tuesday. Victoria's Secret insisted its new direction has nothing to do with its inclusivity efforts, as one executive said sexiness can be inclusive. The brand's revenue is projected to meet $6.2 billion for 2023, a 5% drop from last year, and even lower than 2020 when the brand made $7.5 billion. So they've been losing money since 2020, and they've lost, what, over $1 billion in sales. You know, they're not making as much money as they used to ever since they've started to go down this inclusive route, right? So it just goes to show you, meeting these ESG scores and pleasing the 1% will in turn make your company suffer. And let's just be honest, right? Because the people that you want to appeal to don't care about your brand, as we've stated, so they won't buy your products, and you don't care about them. So how about you just cut the crap and just focus on what works? Seems like a simple solution, right? But again, it seems like we like to go in the opposite direction of simple solutions, so you end up losing billions of dollars. Chief Executive Martin Waters reportedly said the reality is we all know the performance of the company, and so there must be something that's not going to plan. Well, I wonder what that one is. It can't all be at green status, and the harsh reality is that the most important aspect of the work that we do in 2023, which was strengthening the core of the company, are not where we need them to be. Meanwhile, Victoria's Secret and Pink brand president Greg Unos told investors sexiness can celebrate the diverse experience of our companies, and that's what we're focused on. The brand now plans to roll out activewear and swimwear, updating its existing stores and opening 400 new locations outside the US. Victoria's Secret was famed for its sultry catwalk shows, which featured the likes of Cara Delevingne and Miranda Kerr as its angels, but such marketing came under fire from campaigners forcing the company to retire its signature catwalk shows. And I think a lot of that backfire visually from the marketing came from these liberals, progressives, who will claim on the surface, you know, it's what, misogynistic or sexist or whatever excuse they use for these catwalks being put on show, but underneath the surface, I do think it's just a lot of envy and jealousy being projected, so they just want to cancel everything. In 2021, Rapinoe said the old marketing sent out a really harmful message, adding its marketing was patriarchal, sexist, viewing not just what it meant to be sexy, but what the clothes were trying to accomplish through a male lens and through what men desired. Rapinoe launched her own sports collection with the retailer as part of its rebrand, appearing alongside model Bella Hadid. At the time, Hadid told Mary Claire, "What magnetized me to coming back was them coming to me and really proving to me that behind the scenes, Victoria's Secret has changed so drastically." Now, I don't doubt with these companies like Victoria's Secret, there is, let's say, a toxic work environment with these women there and men acting in certain ways. If that's what Bella Hadid is referring to, she might be referring to the company as a whole being more inclusive. But if she's on about what I just mentioned, you can replace those men. You don't have to get rid of the women and make it all inclusive, you know, whilst you're doing that in the process. And I really do feel like, and I don't know how you guys feel, companies today really do try and force onto people what we should think is beautiful. You know, you should find that beautiful, this beautiful. You must find men in lingerie beautiful. It's actually quite weird when you think about it, right? And Megan Rapinoe's statements kind of prove that, because she's come in and said, look, these catwalks are patriarchal, they're sexist, it's all about what men desire. So let's move away from that and make it all inclusive. However, inclusivity isn't actually that visually appealing to a lot of people, the large majority, which is why they're now losing money, because people like to see, again, beautiful women in lingerie, and they like to know it is a woman, a real woman, not a man in lingerie. Like, I don't know how companies don't see this. It's so bizarre to me. And there are also women out there who want to see beautiful women brought back in and not cast aside for these woke agendas, these woke narratives. Take a look at this.
It is still so shocking to me, the amount of people who sit there and still defend these woke brands and say things like, oh, but it is all about the inclusivity. Oh, but they were listening to us. Yay for them. Ma'am, your feelings. Because that's all this is about, is your stupid feelings. And is it actually truly inclusive if you completely disregard the original individuals or group of individuals that were a part of that brand to begin with? Take Victoria's Secret, for example. The Victoria's Secret fashion show, or their tour, or whatever BS this is going to be, is coming about this coming week. So obviously this is like a hot topic at this point. I've currently done 2 videos on this. But if you look back at their brand over the past couple of years, they completely stripped Victoria's Secret of the angels, which is what they were known for decades, literally 2 decades prior to that, 3 decades prior to that. They completely stripped VS from these angels who were the epitome of what humans are never able to achieve. Like, these angels aren't even able to look like angels themselves. You know that so many of the models have actually done interviews on this, they would stand next to their own billboard and people who actually knew them in real life would be like, that's not you. Like, they wouldn't even recognize them, because people knew that these Victoria's Secret angels could not even live up to what they look like. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is okay to strive to achieve a certain image, knowing that it's not possible. It's okay to do that. But instead of just becoming inclusive and adding additional body shapes and races and gender, instead of just adding these to the mix, they decided to completely take away the angels from the group and say that it wasn't inclusive to have those fit individuals in there. No, you're not able to do that. They just wanted to replace them with people who were everyday average Joes. I'm sorry, but I don't know about you, but I don't want to see people who are everyday people walking the runway in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. There are already brands that are like that out there, okay? Go to Yitty, right? Go to Fenty. Fenty? I don't know. It's not Fenty Beauty. It's whatever Rihanna's brand is. Go to like Macy's if you want to see that. Go to JCPenney if you want to see that. Victoria's Secret, I want to see some looking good in that lingerie.
Speaking a lot of facts there, right? I think so anyway, and I'm surprised I haven't made this point yet, but when companies act in this inclusive way, what they're actually doing is being exclusionary, because you cast aside women who don't fit the current agenda, but those women would actually serve your company and make you money. So it does turn out what Megan Rapinoe and others find attractive, others don't find attractive. Again, who would have guessed? And I would say to Megan Rapinoe, you know, isn't replacing women with men who identify as women sexist? It's very interesting as well, isn't it? You know, when you hire people like Megan Rapinoe, you are obviously going to lose money, because what they see isn't what a lot of other people see. They'll take you down a route that most people don't actually like. But leave your thoughts down below on this one, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on Victoria's Secret realizing that inclusivity doesn't actually make them money and now resorting back to the basics? I would like to know. If you have enjoyed today's video, also make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.